get this on. Oh, this is a really good one.
Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the BFS Fishing Channel. And in this video, we're going to be doing our short-term impressions of this reel right here. This is the Kastking Valiant Eagle 2 Pro or Valiant Eagle Pro. I'm not really sure if the 2 is supposed to be in the name or not. But as you just saw, I was able to get it out and put it through its paces, and I'm ready to give you guys my short-term impressions of this reel. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go over the pros and cons, and I like to start with the bad news first and then end with the good news. So we'll go over the one con that I actually found with this reel, and that is basically that the reel is a little bit geary. It isn't the absolute smoothest reel in the world. At times I will feel that there is a little bit of geariness. Now, that could be because of the manufacturing process, where the manufacturer DMK has not really gotten the gears to mesh properly with the pinion, or maybe the pinion's not being supported well enough or incorrectly. There's a little bit of slop there. Or it could also be the main gear itself is not being supported very well. But for whatever reason, there is a little bit of geariness. Now, hopefully they'll improve upon that in the future. But for the time being, which right now, realistically speaking, this reel is only available to the Chinese market. I will have to go over and make a video showing you guys on how to get one of these Valiant Eagle Pro reels if you're interested. I will say that a member that I know has gotten their hands on one. I'm not sure if it's still in transit or not, but they went through eBay and were able to find it through an Australian store. But I kind of would advise against that because the cost is just so high on that. So I'll work on getting that video out on showing you guys how to get your own copy of this reel if you are interested. Okay, we'll go over the pros really quickly and then I'll show you some examples of me getting into fish. But the first pro is that it actually does cast down to 0.56 grams. And I'm sure that it can actually do lower than that. I think Kastking actually reports that it can cast 0.4 grams. And I did test it, but it's not a very realistic casting distance because you're only getting about maybe 15 feet or so. What I'm going to do in a future video is pit quite a few reels up against each other just to see what their performance is at the lower range of the lure weight range, which is under 1 gram. So once the weather kind of cools down a little bit, we're right at the beginning of summer and Southern California has been just been getting hammered with heat wave after heat wave right now, and it's just miserable to go outside. But anyways, I was able to get this out, and it does cast the 0.56 grams pretty well. I want to say, and I feel like the Cormorant, the Silver Feather, the Aurora Air still kind of outcast it, but not by a whole lot. The other thing that Kastking has done really well, or DMK has done really well, is the implementation of the star drag and drag system. I can't tell you enough how amazing it is and how easy it is to overlook a really well-tuned star drag system. You can see that it doesn't take a whole lot of input to move. Now, I guess you can't tell, but it doesn't take a whole lot of input to move. And as you get tighter, it doesn't feel like the amount of force needed to tighten the star drag is a whole lot. It does increase. Yes, you do need to kind of crank down on it a little bit more, but it's a lot less than you would have to do with some other reels out there if you were trying to really crank down on your drag. The other thing is that this drag system actually pretty much can fully lock up. I mean, I'm trying to crank the handle and also move the spool at the same time, and I can't do it myself. So you can pretty much fully lock this drag out if you really want to. I wouldn't advise doing so because that's not really what BFS is about. And also, these spools are so lightweight that the material could potentially warp, especially if you're using fluorocarbon or monofilament. If you're using braid, you have a lot less to worry about, and that's because of the fact that braid doesn't really stretch like fluoro or mono does. Now, I know some of you guys like to use fluoro and mono, and that's totally fine. That's your choice. but just keep in mind that with these lighter weight spools, that they're not as strong as a bigger reels spool. Okay, so it can cast lightweight lures, and the star drag and the drag system is done extremely well. The other part that I really liked about this reel is that it's got the same ergonomics as the old Valiant Eagle 2 and also the Kestrel Elite and the Kestrel. So, you know, those ergonomics were something that I really enjoyed with the first iterations of this family or class of reels. So overall, I think basically if you can find this reel, if you can get this reel, especially if you can get it for under $100 and under $90, because I would say that this is pretty much almost on par with, or it is on par with, the DMK Silver Feather. So if you can find this reel for under $100, I would say that this is a reel that I recommend. So that's it. That's my short-term impressions of this reel. I will continue to use it. And, you know, if I find any glaring issues or if I have any problems with the reel, then I will report back to you guys. If you have any questions about the reel, please go ahead and leave those in the comment section down below. And also keep in mind that I'm still trying to think of a way to make the video where I can show you how to get your own copy of this reel. Anyways, from here on out, I guess I'll show you guys a couple clips of me getting into some fish with the reel and the setup. And if you guys like the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. I really appreciate the support, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Let's get this on. Oh, this is a really good one. I'm on one right now. He just took me for a run. I think he's starting to tire out. Not a bad one. Not huge, but not bad. All right. Good stuff. All right. Hopefully you guys can see that. Oh, a little bit bigger. About 15 inches. Here we go. Yeah. Decent sized. Decent sized dink. No, this is not a dink. Ooh, there's a way bigger bass right there. All right, on the Kestrel, or sorry, the Valiant Eagle 2 Pro. Oh, come on. decent sized. Yeah. I hope you guys can see. There we go. Yeah, it's okay. Not too bad. It's okay. Just go ahead and go. Go. About 12 inches. That's not too shabby.